this is no mystery. It's here and now. It's you and me. Hey now, this is what dreams are made of. Hey now, this is what dreams are made of. I've got somewhere I belong. I've got somebody to love. This is what dreams are made of. Hey now, this is what dreams.
I used to dream about showing the world what I dream about. Forget a mic, my whole life I thought it'd be the mouth. I guess it's fitting how life threw me the curveball. Pops told me work till you make it, man, then work more. I guess I took that to heart, cause I've been working harder now than I...
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Mom's Basement. As usual, I am your host, Joe. With me, as always, is Corey. Thank you guys so much for joining us once again for another episode. Couple things before we get started today. Make sure you check out the Crossover Report at crossoverreport.com and Crossover Report on all social media. Check out that content from those lovely gentlemen every single day. It will make your day brighter, as we hope to do today. Also, coming soon, in the works right now, a fresh logo for Mom's Basement. New merch for Mom's Basement coming very, very soon, within the next couple of weeks. I'm stoked about it. Tanks, hoodies, shirts, hats. That's right, Corey, hats. Dad hats, snapback hats. You just never know what we're gonna put out. And yes, I got it in right in the beginning of the video. No reaction from Corey.
I hate working with him.
He loves working with me. All right, so stoked to be back tonight. We got a lot that's going on in the NFL. Obviously, football is technically back. College football, that is. Not the NFL. NFL next week. In college football, we got Bama and Florida State right now. Notre Dame played today. Michigan, Florida played today. So college football is back, but specifically NFL next week. The Bears got their roster at 53 today. Some interesting moves. So they made 35 total moves today. But there were some interesting ones. For me, the first one is Victor Cruz getting cut. Because, I thought, all right, he's obviously not the speedster he was back with New York, but he's still a veteran presence that can teach these kids, really how to play wide receiver in the NFL.
That's what Kendall Wright's there for, too. Kendall Wright's done it before as well.
But he hasn't seen the success that Victor Cruz did.
No, I get that, but Victor Cruz provided nothing in terms of on-the-field ability, so they're a team that thinks that the talent on their roster, they could surprise some people this year, and I don't think Victor Cruz is part of a talent that helps them win.
The more I think about it, the more that I really think the Bears are going to beat what we think they're going to do this year. Like last year, we were high on the Bears, 9 wins, 10 wins. We thought they were going to finally put it together and maybe make a run in the playoffs, or to the playoffs. And this year, I think we're kind of way lower, and I think they could kind of surpass that this year because the defense is good. Plain and simple, the front seven can straight up ball. And now, Perdell McPhee, not on the physically unable to perform list, so he's going to be going for less than 6 weeks. That's huge for the Bears.
Yeah, when you get put on the PUP list, you have to stay out for at least 6 weeks before they reevaluate your status. But he will not be on that. He will begin the year on the 53-man roster, so they might just work him in like small rotations just to get him game ready. And he's a big-time performer when he has been on the field.
Yeah, they need McPhee, they need Trevathan, they need Freeman, they need them all healthy, and they need them all on the field performing at a high level because that pass rush is frankly, it's deadly. Mm-hmm. It's 100% deadly. The secondary is, we'll see what Fuller gives. Amukamura, any update on his injury? He was day-to-day, I think, listed?
Yeah, nothing right now. I wouldn't expect him to contribute anytime soon just because he did get injured, I think, in the last preseason game. He's going to be kind of a week-to-week thing, but even then, I'm not really expecting too much from him.
And then even more so in the secondary, Eddie Jackson has impressed in the preseason. We said he was going to be, if he's healthy, and he can get past those two gruesome knee injuries, he's going to be starting as a safety for the Bears, and he's going to be an impact player. So the defense is going to be fun to watch. What else is going to be fun to watch is how long before they pull the cord on Mike Glennon as the starting quarterback, and they go with the rookie Mitchell Trubisky.
Yeah, Mike Glennon had one good drive in the third preseason game where he took him, 94 yards, 96
yards.
And, I think that, in some people's eyes pretty much cemented him as a starting quarterback week one, but I would still like to see Mitchell Trubisky start week one. I think ultimately Mike Glennon's going to start. I don't know why. He's not a very good quarterback, and if you want to make the most of the talent you have on this roster, Mike Glennon deserves to be sitting on the bench, and you throw your rookie to the fire and see what happens.
And I don't want to hear the money brought up anymore because it doesn't really matter. I mean, the money to Glennon literally has zero value. They have the money to spend. I mean, why not spend it? Who cares?
Yeah,
it's not going to impact you next year. So who
the
really cares?
Browns are paying Brock Osweiler $16 million to not be on the team.
Yeah, I mean, right there. So I mean, as long as you have the money, it doesn't matter if you spent it, who you spent it on. It's not relevant. So stop bringing up the money with Glennon because it's a 1-year deal essentially for the Bears. So that's the only thing that I don't want to hear come up in this conversation anymore because I'm just so sick and tired of hearing about it.
Yeah, and another thing, they also cut Roberto Aguayo.
Yeah, that's the next thing I want to get into is Aguayo, the kicker. Obviously, if you watch Hard Knocks, Tampa Bay, you see the second episode of Hard Knocks where they say, all right, Nick Folks, our kicker, we got to cut Roberto. And why Jason Licht is his name, the general manager of
I think
Tampa?
It's pronounced Light.
Light, whatever.
Yeah.
It's spelled weird. It's spelled Licht, so
yeah.
However you say it. Why he still has a job in the NFL after trading up in the draft to draft a kicker is blasphemous. Yeah. I could do that. I could do that.
Fun fact, he was a finalist for the Bears job when they signed or hired Phil Emery, so that would have been bad either way.
When you're trading up to draft a kicker, first of all, you're in that room. You're in that war room. It's draft night. Who is moving ahead of you to take a kicker? Who? The answer is nobody. I mean, so why you have to trade up to draft a kicker and then...
And even if somebody is, just let him.
Yeah. And then now you're cutting him. Now he's with the Bears. He's very inaccurate in practice. Misses the only field goal he took with the Bears in a game. So now he's cut again. The Bears wasted $428,000 on that claim. That's not a big deal. Like I said, they have the money to spend it. It is what it is. But, yeah, he gone. I mean, some kickers, can make it work. I think Robbie Gould was cut twice before he ended up with the Bears having a very solid career.
Yeah, and then I think, too, they might try to put him on the practice squad because their kicker is Connor Barth. And Connor Barth didn't really, impress anybody last year. So if he can, somehow work on his craft as a practice squad member, maybe he can, take over for Barth eventually. But, for right now, I don't see anybody claiming him.
Kicker's getting a lot of publicity. It's unreal. All right, another guy I want to talk about, Jay Howard. This is defensive end. They brought him in, before camp started. They got the deal done. Now all of a sudden, you play a few preseason games, 4 preseason games, and now he's cut. You want to talk about what you think the Bears might be doing with this move here?
Yeah, so I've seen just this sort of trend going around Twitter with people who are really involved in these cuts after training camp and after the preseason. And if you're a veteran, you are owed a certain amount of money if you're on the active roster for week 1, which with a player of Jay Howard's talent, he would have been on the Bears active roster. But a lot of these teams, they're cutting these players only to re-sign them after week 1, just so they don't have that money counting against their salary cap or having to pay these players this amount of money because they're on the roster for week 1. It's kind of a shitty thing.
It's stupid is what it is.
It is, but it is what it is. The NFL's a business. Everybody knows that. So I wouldn't be surprised to see Jay Howard come back after week 1, given the Jonathan Bullard injury and Mitch Unrein hasn't been healthy, and the Bears need some defensive line depth. But it is what it is.
This might just be me and my cynical side coming out, but if I'm Jay Howard, do I want to go back to the Bears?
I mean, you want to go to a team that offers you a contract.
I get that, but a team that offered you a contract, then they said, you know what, we don't want to pay your bonus to be on the roster, we're just going to let you go. I mean, do you want to go back to a team like that? Frankly, I wouldn't. I would hope that I have other offers, and I'm going somewhere else, regardless.
Well, yeah, if he has other offers for a team that's going to give him his bonus for week 1, then I'm sure he'll take them, but... we'll see where that goes.
It just seems like a stupid move to me.
No,
pay the guy's bonus. He's
I don't
talented
like
enough.
it. I think it looks pretty cheap. I know a lot of teams are doing it, but it just seems pretty cheap to me.
Knock it off. If you're an NFL team that's doing that, just stop it.
Mm-hmm.
There's no reason for that. All right, a couple more things here with the NFL. First, the Bears are starting the season with 8 players on injured reserve. Now, this is in correlation to something that I've been preaching on Twitter for the past week, is that the NFL preseason is way too long. We've heard this for years now. Everybody wants a cut. Here's a perfect example of why the NFL preseason should be cut to maximum 2 games. Maximum 2. If they played 1, great. None, who cares? Frankly, I do not. Preseason games are worthless to me. So, I mean, you see quarterbacks that Cam Newton's going into the season, he played 1 drive in the preseason because guess what? We're not risking him getting hurt. So, just to me, they need to shorten the preseason. If not shorten it, get rid of it.
Yeah, I mean, among some notables that are on the IR for the Bears, I mean, their player who is going to be their number one wide receiver, Cameron Meredith, he tore his ACL. He's going to be out for only 8 months. He should be back by OTAs for next year. But Lamar Houston is on IR, and they're going to try to work out some sort of injury settlement with him. So he's not going to be a Bear for much longer. And then Jordan Morgan, their 5th-round offensive lineman, draft pick from this previous year, he's going to be placed on IR as well. So Bears have among 8 players on the IR for the Bears, and the preseason's so stupid.
So you're an advocate for shortening the preseason?
I'm an advocate for eliminating the preseason.
Okay, yeah, I think it needs to go. There's no point. I mean, we want to see the best players healthy on the field come week 1 for the best possible product on the field. Plain and simple. Roger Goodell, you have to see that. You have to have a team that says, yeah, listen, we need these players on the field because it just hurts your game. That's all it's doing. It's hurting your game. All right, transitioning now. I can't wait to talk about this. The Chicago Cubs. I mean, the World Series champs. Everybody's doubting them. It's so freaking good to be the Cubs. 75-60, won 6 in a row, 9-1 in their last 10 John Lackey starts. There's a stat for you, shocking. I know everyone, I've done it too, hating on the Lack Man. Well, the Lack Man can. The Cubs are 9-1 in his last 10. The pitching has been good. The offense is hitting. The bullpen's been a little shaky, but the numbers are there. I mean, surprisingly, the numbers are there. You sweating it out sometimes, but they've gotten the job done. And I am afraid of nobody in the National League. That's right, Corey. Nobody scares me in the National League. The champs, don't remind these guys that they are the world champions, as Frederick would say, director of morale for the Chicago Cubs. They are the world champions. It's so good to be us. The Spanish Cubs are taking over. Put a C on Rizzo's chest. Everybody wear a Venezuelan sleeve like Wilson Contreras. By the way, he's going to be coming back. Add that bat into the mix. The Cubs are so good going into October. It's going to be another wild ride in the postseason.
Tell me, who do the Cubs play today?
Atlanta. I don't care who they play. They're putting up the numbers. They're winning games. Once they get into the playoffs, guess what?
Who'd they play their last series?
They played Pittsburgh in their last series.
Oh, so another team that's below 500?
This is always going to bring up.
And who do they play in their next series? I'm looking at it right now.
I can't read. Pittsburgh again.
Yeah, so, Cubs are playing a lot of sub-500 teams.
I don't care who they're playing. They are beating teams that they should beat. They're going to get into the playoffs. They're going to play perfect baseball come October. Yes, they are. They're the World Series champions.
Have they played perfect baseball all year against teams that matter?
It doesn't matter what they've done this year once they get into the playoffs. Playoff baseball, totally different dimension. You know that. It is.
They're not getting out of the NLDS.
Who's going to beat them? Washington? That's who they're going to play.
Washington or L.A.?
The DS will be Washington, not L.A. You said they're not getting out of the DS.
Well, I'm saying they'll lose to one of those two teams, Washington or L.A. And I think Washington's a better team than the Cubs.
Why?
Let's see, rotation.
Strasburg and Scherzer. That's all they have.
They have more than Strasburg and
Who?
Scherzer. Tanner Rourke.
No.
They don't have Tanner Rourke
Not
anymore?
afraid.
What?
He's not good, is what I'm saying.
Oh, well, good for you.
He's not good.
They have an improved bullpen. They can still rate.
They don't have a closer. Bryce Harper's still hurt.
They just got Trey Turner back.
Bryce Harper's still hurt. That's your best player.
Meh.
The only person that scares me in the lineup is Daniel Murphy because for some reason he becomes Zeus at Wrigley Field and just kills the ball. But that's it. Washington, not a threat. Cubs will beat him in 5. 100%. It's so good to be the Cubs.
You're really going out on a limb there, predicting them to go 5 games.
Thank you. You'll see me going out on a limb later in our segment, Hot Take of the Week. But don't remind.
Jeez, way to bury the lead on the new segment for the damn show.
Yeah, thanks. Don't remind the Cubs that they are the World Series champions. They're coming in hot for October.
I don't think anybody could possibly forget that the Cubs are the defending world champions.
You're damn right. Put a C on Rizzo's chest. The Spanish Cubs are leading the charge because, Corey, breaking news. The second half is for the Spanish freaking Cubs. Mark it down. Javier Baez is my shortstop, too.
If you guys follow him on Twitter, that's all you'll see is Spanish Cub bullshit.
Spanish Cubs are great.
Oh, my God.
So it's so good to be us. The Cubs are going to be making another deep run and transitioning now from the Cubs. Guess what? We got a new segment. I figured we needed at least one segment on the show. We're going to do Hot Take of the Week. So every week we're going to bring you an outrageous take Today was kind of like on a whim. My hot take of the week, the Cubs are going to repeat as World Series champions. Now, people might think it's not too hot of a take, but then again,
it's the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
It's so hard to repeat in baseball, so I'm going to go out, and they haven't played the best baseball this year. Corey was just pointing that out.
There is literally nothing in favor of that happening. You have this Dodgers team standing in front of them.
The Dodgers team, they beat the CS last year.
Great. They are infinitely better now than they were last year. They didn't have Cody Bellinger last year. Don't yawn. Cody Bellinger's got 35 bombs. They didn't have... who's the Japanese pitcher?
Yu Darvish does not scare me.
I almost said
these pitchers are not postseason proven. Kyle Hendricks won the pennant for the Cubs last year. John Lester's done it 3 times in the World Series. Count them. 1, 2, 3 rings, Corey.
Get your hand out of my face.
I'm just letting you know, these pitchers aren't proven. Kershaw gets rocked in the postseason. The Cubs beat him in Game 6 last year.
You're also not beating a team from the American League if you beat the Dodgers. I'm sorry.
Bet.
We will bet, I'm sure.
I predicted...
I'm sure we will bet.
In the beginning of the season, I predicted the repeat World Series, Cleveland and the Cubs.
Yeah.
I think Cleveland's peaking at the right time.
A healthy Cleveland team beats the Cubs. That was proven last year.
A healthy Cleveland team did not beat the Cubs.
An unhealthy Cleveland team had to go to the extra innings.
Nobody beat the Cubs last year. Boy, they won the World Series.
God.
Speaking of Cleveland, in that prediction that I made, they are currently 8.5 up in the Central. The Twins are falling out of it, even though they're slowly 6 games above 500. So wild card's still a possibility, but the division is going to Cleveland. So, my prediction's still up there. Now that's my hot take of the week. The Cubs are going to repeat as World Series champions. Corey, your hot take of the week.
Yeah, my hot take of the week. So, White Sox fans, you know that the Chicago White Sox are the worst team in the American League, 3rd worst team in all of baseball. My prediction for the 2018 Chicago White Sox is my hot take of the week. I'm predicting that they will finish at a 500 clip for 2018, their second year of the rebuild. And my reasoning for that is you're going to have 2 teams in the American League Central who are actively tanking. You're going to have the Kansas City Royals and the Detroit Tigers, who are shedding players, shedding salary. So that's going to inflate win totals for the other teams in the American League Central. The White Sox are also going to have, at some point next year, they're going to have a lineup that has Jose Abreu, Yoan Moncada, and Eloy Jimenez, and it may be Zach Collins as well. Zach Collins has been rumored to be promoted to the big league club by the end of July of next year. And the rotation for the White Sox by midway to next year is going to have 5 pitchers who are all part of the 4 of whom are part of the current MLB pipeline top 100, and 1 who is the former 3rd overall draft pick, Carlos Rodon. You're going to have Michael Kopech, Carlos Rodon, Alec Hansen, Reynaldo Lopez, and Lucas Giolito, all of whom have ace-like potential. I think that's going to be a rotation that is going to keep you in every game, and you know what they say, if you're in it, you can still pull it out. I mean, they're going to have enough timely hitting, I think, and Yoan Moncada is going to take a step forward to where I think 500 is a possibility next year.
500 for the White Sox. Yikes. Sorry, I don't believe it personally.
Tell me why.
Well, they're just going to be a year away. I don't think Kopech should be up next year personally. I think they should just keep grooming him down. I don't think. You know how I feel about Rodon already. Hansen, is he in Double-A right now?
He's in Double-A.
That's a long way to come for these guys to come up next year. Zach Collins, I'm not impressed by him yet. I just think they're not ready. The young guys are just not ready.
Zach Collins has an OPS over 1,000 at Double-A.
That's great. That's great, Corey. I just don't think he's ready. I'm not a huge believer in him yet, all right? What's his K rate at Double-A, Corey?
I actually don't know that off the top of my head.
His
but
K rate,
he has more walks than he does strikeouts.
His walk rate is good, but he was having problems with the K rate, I believe, at high A.
Yeah. Well, they decided to give him another challenge, and he's rising to it.
So we'll see. I mean, I just don't think those young guys are going to be ready. They're not going to do much in free agency.
Well, three of them are already getting time and throwing
quality
starts.
Giolito is going to be good.
Lopez is throwing quality starts. Giolito's throwing quality starts, and Rodon's been on a hot tear.
I don't believe in Rodon.
Well, I know you don't.
I just don't.
And then,
go ahead.
And then I think Yoan Moncada is the type of guy who he's going to, people are already calling him a bust based off of 100 plate appearances. I think he's going to be a guy that has at least an 850 OPS next year. I think he's going to, keep getting on base, and then he's going to start lifting the ball more.
And he's about to get himself a good woman.
Kelly, I swear to fucking God, if you do anything with Yoan Moncada and you fuck up this rebuild for him by being like the Yoko of the White Sox rebuild, I swear to God, I'm gonna punch somebody. I'm probably going to punch Joey because I can't punch you. But
Shout out Kelly Hearn. Keep it real, as always, man.
All
right, now moving to the NBA, still finding its way to make some noise in the offseason here, obviously. A huge trade went down. Huge move. So Kyrie Irving was officially traded to Boston. Since the last time we saw you guys, obviously, he has gone there. I mean, there was almost a stop in the trade because Isaiah Thomas is hip, but Kyrie goes to Boston for Isaiah Thomas and the Brooklyn pick, and then Jay Crowder, who's a solid player, and then some guy whose name I can't pronounce that is a European player that Boston has stashed, so he's with Cleveland now. Cleveland gets a lot back in return. They also got a 2020 second-round pick because of the Isaiah Thomas physical stuff. That's not going to matter.
Cleveland robbed them.
See, initially I would agree with you. And then I was thinking, I was like, who's a better player, Kyrie or Isaiah?
Kyrie.
Who's younger, Kyrie or Isaiah?
Kyrie.
Exactly. So, I mean, Kyrie, who do you not have to sign right away? Because Isaiah, you have to sign him before you have to sign Kyrie. So now I was like, okay.
That Brooklyn pick, man.
The Brooklyn pick is valuable, but I don't think Cleveland's going to use it. I think they're going to trade it.
Okay, but so then you look at it. You basically say, if you replace the Brooklyn pick with, the rumor right now is like DeMarcus Cousins, I think is.
That's a huge deal.
If you get IT and you get DeMarcus Cousins for giving up Kyrie, I think that's a huge swing in talent towards Cleveland's favor.
But I think both teams get help because Kyrie.
Oh, I think so too. But
if they end up flipping the pick for another superstar, then I would agree. Cleveland, yeah, you essentially got 2 stars for the price of one.
Yeah, and I mean, IT's a good player, and no question about it. Kyrie's definitely the better player.
Kyrie's basically just Isaiah Thomas, just like a foot taller.
Yeah. Yeah, and without the hip issue.
Yeah.
But I still don't think this is enough to put Boston over the top.
I still think Cleveland's going to win the East. But you got to give it to Boston for trying to do everything they can. I mean, they still have Jaylen Brown. Can he develop into something? They got Jason Tatum, number 3 pick from this season. Can he be something? Everyone thinks he's going to be a star.
They still have Marcus Smart too, right?
Marcus Smart. They have Al Horford. They have Gordon Hayward now. So, I mean, that's a good team. It's definitely going to beat Boston and Cleveland in the finals.
That roster is just good enough to lose to Cleveland again.
But guess what? Cleveland still has the best player to ever walk this earth. His name is LeBron James. He is going...
Michael Jordan did not come out of retirement and play for the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Michael Jordan is not better than LeBron James. LeBron is still on Cleveland. Therefore, Cleveland's going to be in the finals again. I love the trade. I love seeing stuff like, especially because the team's playing opening night. I mean,
yeah, that's going to
hello, LeBron. How you doing?
That's going to be a great matchup. To see. I don't know how long IT is going to be out. I think I saw something like he could be out till the All-Star break, which I guess is okay. I mean, he'll be rested, and if you just get, break the rust off him in time for the playoffs, he'll be fine.
And, the thing with this is, last year I didn't watch that much NBA.
No,
because
me neither.
I didn't really, until the playoffs, and then even the playoffs sucked.
I didn't start watching until the finals.
And then, so, I mean... At least now I've got some games to watch because I'll watch Cleveland play Boston every time now. I mean, I love Kyrie. Kyrie's one of my favorite players in the league. I love LeBron. He's one of my favorite players. He is my favorite player in the league, probably. So it's a great matchup. I'm gonna watch every single time they play. They play in the playoffs, not missing that. So it's good for me personally because I'm gonna watch more NBA now, and it's good for the league because it adds a little spice to the Eastern Conference Finals. You like that spice?
What the fuck is wrong with you?
All right, and then the one more thing we want to talk about today comes from the Bulls. Corey, you said Lauri Markkanen, the Bulls' first-round pick, he was involved in the Butler trade, was helped off the court today with an injury. I looked. I didn't see anything about this. Is there a video of it?
We're looking at it right now.
So there is a GIF of it. Does it look bad?
He's taking the 3 in the corner, and he just goes down.
It looked like to me there he just rolled his ankle.
Well, I mean, yeah, he had to be helped off the court. Bulls' first-round pick forward, Lauri Markkanen, went down in a... For some reason, he's still playing in the EuroLeague. I'm not sure how this works. Is this like a Niko Mirotic situation where he's going to play EuroLeague basketball?
He's not going to play. He's going to play with the Bulls.
Okay, I just this year is he?
This year he's going to play with the Bulls.
So yeah, I still don't know why he's playing EuroLeague.
I mean, he's from there. I would presume he's from there.
I get that, but I feel like if you were a member of the Bulls ownership or the Bulls management, you'd be like, yeah, don't risk yourself getting injured over there.
Or guess what? Get some playing time. Get some playing experience. Go play. I mean, you're not going to play real games here. Go play there. I would be like, yeah, that's fine. It looked like he just rolled his ankle, but ankles with big guys always a concern.
Yeah, he did have to be helped off, but I guess he was seen walking to whatever was taking him home after the game. So, whatever vehicle was taking him home after the game. So, just a minor scare. Hopefully, Joey said with big guys, ankles are always a problem. I know Joakim Noah had a problem with ankles and when he was a
hair
bull,
and
yeah.
among other things. And
I feel like that if he got hurt for a significant amount of time, it would just be another way to laugh at the Bulls, and that's kind of funny for me, especially after the Butler trade.
Yeah. All right. Well, then just a quick update there. Hopefully nothing serious for marketing. Hope to see him on the court for the Bulls, and really that does it. We went through a lot of stuff, kind of quick here today, but that's what we like to do. Efficiency. You know how we do it here. All right. So like I said, a couple things coming. We talked about Crossover Report. Make sure you guys are checking them out. The new merch is coming, and it is going to be hot. It's going to be sick merch. Tanks, shirts, hats, hoodies, maybe a zip-up hoodie. I don't know what I'm going to throw in there. But make sure you keep an eye out.
Flags.
Flag. Oh, yeah, that's another thing. I'm trying to get a custom flag made for the backdrop here in Mom's basement. So hopefully we get some movement on that, some traction. We'll get that popped up there. It'll look even more sick than we already do in the frame here. More so Corey than myself.
He knows.
But I do have my tooth in
I'd
today.
fuck me.
Okay. I did, for the first time since my last surgery, put the tooth back in, and it feels so weird.
Wait. The new Mom's Basement merch. Let's just do it. The photo your brother has on his phone of picture of me saying "I'd fuck me" and just put it on the front of that shirt.
I mean, I could make those. Well, right now I could do that.
I feel like people would buy it.
Would you buy one?
Yeah,
I'm not buying one.
I'd buy one.
So
I'd buy one.
I could make those for you if you would like. All right, we're going to talk about that more off camera. So that's really all we got for you guys. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, comment. Let us know if there's anything you guys want to hear us talk about, any videos you want to see. We would be, what's the word I'm looking for? We would be astounded to push those out for you guys. I don't know if that's the right word I was looking for.
We would be honored to push those
out. Honored.
For
Thank you very much, Corey. All right, for Corey, I'm Joe. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.
I could almost kiss the stars for shining so bright.